Hello everyone, this is Pedro from Part3 with one more video. This is part 3 of the series Django REST API tutorial. So on part 1 and 2, I created this crude app that records friends, and then I added a Swagger UI that you can see here. So we have one endpoint here with those methods. So I added this one. So this one endpoint here just lists the friends. So this app here list like friends that I put on the friends table on the database. But what I would like here, so at the moment, so I only have friends that belongs to me, and I wanted to extend this application to have multiple users, and each user will have friends, and I want also to add permissions. At the moment, there is no restrictions here. Anyone that can connect to the application can see everything. They can add friends. The functionality that I would like to add here is to link the table of friends to the users table, where I have a one-to-many relationship where each user can have as many friends that they want, but I just want to restrict that each user can see only their friends. And automatically, if a person is logged in, they can automatically, when they add a new friend, that friend is assigned to him. And I'm going to do that by creating a foreign key on the friends table to the user table, which comes out of the box in Django. I'll start now the coding. So I have the server running. I'm going to stop the server. And from the previous tutorial, I'm gonna go to the models, and what I'm gonna change here is to add one field on this table called user, and that user is going to be models, the foreign key class, and I think my AI already figured out what I wanted to do. So a foreign key, and I need to import here from Django. Yeah, so, and I think it doesn't matter here, but I'm just gonna use that, which looks better. Okay. And if I delete that friend, if I delete that user, all the data from this table will cascade. And I'm also adding another thing here called related name, friends. Yeah, so that's the name of the relationship. And everything else from here is the same. Another thing that I would like to do is to add permissions. So if I go to my API file, and I have to import permissions from REST framework, just put here from REST framework, import not status. I'm gonna get from the module permissions, import is authenticated, right? And then on the here on the view, the API view, I'm just gonna add permission classes, and then I'm gonna add this is authenticated from REST framework permissions import is authenticated. Just thinking why this code yeah, should be fine. It is correct, but if there's an error, I'll debug later. Then get, you're gonna get, as long as the person is logged in, they're gonna see all the users. but I think they can see all the users, all the friends, and which friends. I think everyone can see everyone's friend from this router. I'm not going to put a restriction here, but when anyone saves or create a new friend, that friend needs to be associated with the user. And then when it saves, I'm just gonna put user equals of the person that's logged in. So, and then that's gonna be added. I'm just also gonna to add a few other, just to get a better response here on the API. I'm gonna add a 201 and I'm just gonna import that status here. Let's see if I can fix. We fix with Copilot. I think that's imported here. And I'm also gonna add another status for a BET request on this router. Yeah, I can add 200 here, but I'm just gonna leave that way. So for this other router here, I'm also going to add permissions, classes, permission, classes, which is authenticated. And the object is gonna only get, make sure that also only bring user from the current. So I'm just gonna put here user and gonna have user because I have a, so that's gonna only bring the objects that are, because this router here only gets one data point, and then I'm gonna get pass the user here from here. So, and then on the get request, I'm gonna get object, and get object here, I'm gonna put the user is gonna be request user for the get, and then it's gonna get that only friend. It's gonna serialize and respond. I think everything else is the same. For the put, is the same thing. You're gonna get object here, and then it's gonna come from the user. It's gonna come from the request, and yeah, and then that it's gonna serialize the data. Yeah, that's correct, and it's going to save an existing user, and then I'm also going to put status here just to have more consistency. Put a comma here, and also I'm gonna get this one as well, just to make sure that everything goes well. The delete is just a delete, but also I need only to delete the object for that user. PK. What's going on here? Why it's complaining? Yeah, should be fine. Okay. That is that. What else I need to change from the API? Everything else I think is the same. But one very important thing here, I'm gonna to drop this database and then migrate everything. And then that's gonna wipe out the database. I'm gonna create a super user again because it's gonna drop the whole thing. Let me just do it. I'll do, I'm gonna remove that file, which is rmdb, and then the database has gone. So if I do like that, so what I'm gonna do is I'm also going to wipe out the migrations folder, rmrf. I'm gonna wipe out on the friends list, just a migrations folder that's gone. So migrations folder is gone. And then I'm just gonna now make migrations for the new model. And there is a error here. I've got status. Okay, I'm gonna fix this. Good. I think I have that same error here. Yeah. I think it's okay now. Let's try again. Just gonna delete this empty space here. Yeah. Now I'm gonna migrate. And then all the tables are created. And I'm just gonna create a new super user again. And that super user is gonna be me. And my email is gonna be whatever. Yeah, it's created. Now I'm just gonna run server. Looks good. Gonna go to the API. And if I go get, there'll be nothing. Good. So can you see the authentication is not provided? Let me just log in or authorize. Good. Looks like I'm authorized. Can you see the padlock? But if I execute here, there's nothing. Let's create a friend. I'll call it Jose or Jose, and mobile. Then execute. Now I have one friend created, but can you see that? I made a mistake. I think I need to add it to the serializer. The user. It's amazing that it hasn't. I think I need to add user as field here. Let's check. Let's see, that's gonna show me. Let's execute. Yeah, can you see that that's being assigned to user 1, which is me, because there's only one user in this app. On the next tutorial, I'm gonna create a way to add new users to the API. I know that that can be done to the administration, but I wanted to do that to the API because I wanted to continue this series after the 4th to build a front end and then use this API. So stay tuned. So for today, that's it. That's what I'd like to do. So I can now get friends. So let's say try it out. I'm just gonna get friends 1. And yeah, and then if I do friends 2, it's not found because there's no friend too. I can alter my friend. So let's see, not Jesse, Jose. Let's say that email is new and the mobile is kind of the old one. Let's see. I think you can do like a optional field here, but I can do that for other versions of the API just to show that this one is working. So let's execute this one, and it works. So now it's got a new email. All right, thanks very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe, like the video, and stay tuned for the next part, which is going to be the last one. Bye bye.